Your favorite compas have another jam-packed episode of the Four Compas show. In this episode, we will do you know what? We can't even call it a quick recap because I'm sure Dan's going to want to spend some time talking about the Monday night game last night between the Jaguars and the Chiefs, where obviously the Jaguars end up coming from behind. Dan said they tried, the boys in stripes tried, but they couldn't get it done. So the Jaguars take home the victory. Plus, we'll give our week 5 takeaways. And of course, we can't forget our usual segments during the NFL season, the Compas Power Rankings, and our picks for week 5. We will get into all that. But all right, Roberto, how are you doing this evening?
How are you doing, Fernando? It's week 6, not week 5. Come on, keep up with all the weeks
Oh,
going
I
on here in
apologize.
the
I'm sorry.
NFL.
Jeez, that's on me. I apologize. Yeah, no, it's been
To
it's
week
been
6.
yeah, exactly.
Week 5 was good. You want to relive week 5? Maybe Charger fans don't, but week 5 had a lot of chaos
Hey,
and upsets. So it was a fun week.
let me ask you though, because I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting all day since I saw it announced. Joe Flacco ends up getting traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. Gilbert, your thoughts on this trade?
Yeah, and just a heads up to Victor because he might get annoyed with this, but for the sake of time, that's my takeaway, and I will talk
Oh
about it right
shoot, my
now.
bad. Okay, we'll get it. Okay, then we'll
No,
get
but
into that.
it's good to start off with because a lot of times we're behind, and I don't want to just say the same thing. So we could talk about that real quick, and maybe later on we could talk about that. It's a little bit of a snoozer trade, but it involves the Chargers, and we could break down that one during that time. But
Yeah, no.
uh,
I mean, whichever way we can talk
no,
about the
no,
Chargers trade
I
now,
think
or
it's
we can
the
do
biggest
the
news of the day, which is like it's kind of also a little bit of a snoozer trade, but it is a big one because you got Joe Flacco, and you have the Bengals trading with the Browns, AFC North rivals, 2 Ohio teams. So it's a little weird. And I'll say this, and I'm not surprised that the Bengals are trying to save their season. And it is a little surprising too that Mike Brown, the owner there, is making moves to save the season. But what are we doing here? Like Bengals, are you just trying to avoid the top 10 pick in the draft, and you want to get 7 wins and then beat top 15, top 16, and get the third best lineman in the draft? Like, I don't get it from all fronts here, Fernando. Maybe you could help me get it.
who
But
said it's going to be a lineman, Gilbert?
I don't defense.
Tight end.
uh, my receiver, get another one while you're at it. Backup quarterback for Joe Burrow. I don't understand this thinking here. And again, I'm so frustrated with Dan likes to say the national media, and I guess I'm part of that, but I will call out the national media. Like, it's always like, yeah, that's a good trade. Yeah, they're going for it. Yeah, credit to the Bengals are going for it with Joe Flacco. Like, yeah, Joe Burrow's maybe a month away. It could be sooner. You never know. And it's like, if Joe Burrow was healthy with this roster, like, maybe they don't lose 3 games in a row, but like, what are they really gonna do? Maybe they'll be a wild card team. Maybe they could hang with the Steelers. The Ravens are reeling a bit, but they're not a Super Bowl contender. They're just not. Even in a wide open year for the AFC, I think the Colts and the Jaguars have better roster than the Bengals. And I know Victor's gonna like this point here, but sometimes it's not all about the star quarterback. Like, I get the star quarterback is really good in Cincinnati when he's healthy, but you can't block him. You can't run the football right now. And you can't protect leads. You don't have a good defense. Like, this is one of these times where, like, hey, let's have a reset year. We're okay with the quarterback. We'll reset within a year, and we'll be back here. And they don't want to do it. So before I keep losing my mind about this trade, I want to hear your thoughts, Fernando. But that's just my take. Is the Browns took advantage of a desperate team that refuses to look in the mirror and say, hey, we're cooked here. They don't want to get cooked.
The reason why I didn't like it, I thought for like at least Jameis Winston would have moved around a little bit better. Joe's just gonna stand in the pocket. I mean, and it's
Yeah,
gonna have to
I
be
mean,
a. The one thing is though, Joe does have a cannon, so like those slant passes that they like to do with Jamar Chase, where he takes the slant, catches it, and ends up taking off and goes 65 yards. They're gonna be able to do because Joe has a good arm for that. It's just that like you said, that offensive line is really bad. And then when you look at how much time he's going to get to throw, it's not going to be that much. So I question what they're doing moving forward. I mean, do you really think that Joe Flacco is going to be able to keep you afloat until Joe Burrow comes back? I just don't see it. Like, again, it's like we've talked about. You're not a quarterback away, and the Bengals aren't a quarterback away from this being okay and them being able to win football games. So I just don't think that Joe Flacco is going to be able to keep them afloat until Joe Burrow comes back. I think this is a desperation trade. I think this is a Zach Taylor desperation trade. Like, my job is on the line. I need to do something. If not, that's it. Like, I'm sure if it was up to Mike Brown, he'd get rid of one or two of these contracts, Trey Hendrickson or T. Higgins or something like that. Obviously, they're not going to be able to, especially now with them kind of going all in. But I mean, if you really look at their schedule, I mean, they play the Packers this Sunday.
Loss.
No. Yes, yeah, the Packers. Then the Steelers come there on a short week Thursday night. Then the Jets come there.
Maybe win.
Bears come there.
I'll go with the Bears.
At Steelers. Patriots come there.
Patriots.
They go to the Ravens.
That was kind of interesting one. Maybe Lamar Jackson's back. I'll go with Ravens.
They go to the Bills.
Sorry, you froze. What was the next one after that?
Oh, they go to the Bills.
Oh, for sure, loss.
Then the Ravens come there.
I'll give them one. The Ravens weren't that good either, I guess. Bengals.
They go to the Dolphins.
Bengals.
The Cardinals come there.
Bengals.
And then the Browns come there.
Bengals. What is that, like 8-9 wins maybe?
No, less. Oh, actually, they've won 2 games, so yeah, it's right around like 8.
Yeah, like
games, but
some of those at the end, I think they could win because Joe Burrow might be back by then. But how many losses are you going to have until he gets back? Like, I definitely see 2 more losses right away, Steelers and then the.
I agree with you though in the sense of like what you said.
Packers.
Like, why should Joe even come back? To what? Like,
to get hurt again?
I would rather him stay away, him get completely right for next year, and them draft a left tackle of the future or a right tackle of the future and kind of solidify the offensive line that way. But knowing that Zach Taylor's kind of on his last legs, they're gonna try and go for it. I know it.
I don't know. I just don't see. Like, I always remember when our good friend Joe Ritty brought this up. Like, yeah, they're gonna build a statue in front of the Cleveland Stadium because of what Joe Flacco did in 2023 when he was a comeback player of the year. And everybody wants that. They want to recapture that. The Colts thought they're gonna get it last year. Now the Bengals think they're gonna get it. It's like that was a one-time thing. Like, the Joe Flacco that came off his couch for 4 or 5 games, it's not gonna happen again. I just maybe I'm wrong here, but like you mentioned, Fernando, like, to give the ball to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, these are not guys that get open quickly. They're down the field, downfield guys. Like, you better have some time to give them to get. You mentioned the slants, maybe that's an option. They're also not balanced. Like, Chase Brown has been terrible this year. He's done nothing. So I don't know. I know my colleague Connor Orr wrote an interesting piece about, like, a lot of times teams in these situations when the star quarterback goes down, they don't do anything about it and kind of just go down with the sinking ship. And he commends them from that part, which I get. And he also admitted that it might not work, but it's not going to work. Like, I know I've seen weirder things, but here's what's going to happen, Fernando. I'm going to be so annoyed. Maybe he wins 2 games. Joe Flacco, I don't know. At that point, there are what are they? 4 and 6 by the time Joe Burrow comes back. Maybe they win 2 more games when Burrow's back.
It might be 4 and 8 by the time Burrow comes back.
And then I feel like after a while, like, Burrow might lose a couple games himself. Like, he had to be perfect last year to even have a chance to make it to the playoffs. And this team is worse. So I don't get it. I know we got to move on, but last thing, I want to also commend the Browns for, like, taking advantage of a divisional rival. Like, hey, you're desperate. Give me that 5th round pick. We'll take it. And then they're not going to admit it, but they're thinking for 2026. Like, I know in the back of the mind of Andrew Barry, he's like, Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, they're not really franchise quarterbacks, but we'll get to see what they have. And then at the same time, we'll lose and get a better draft pick for Nussmeier. Did I get it right? And your boy, your Tocayo, Fernando Mendoza, or whoever the hell it is going to be a top 5 quarterback. I don't see those guys being legit, but they're at least going to find out. Like, why did you invest 2 draft picks in Gabriel and Sanders without finding out? You also take a draft pick that's, I know it's a swap, but it's still better. Like, here's another pet peeve that I have. Oh, it's a 5th round pick. What are the odds are slim on having a star player? Yeah, tell that to the Rams. We got Puka Nacua in the 5th round. It happens often when you get at least a viable starter in the 5th round. So, to me, they got that. And then also just knowing that you're not gonna make the playoffs, like that takes a lot to bring yourself to say that. And I think the Browns get credit for that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just wonder why they didn't call about Jameis. I understand Russ, but I wonder why they wouldn't call about Jameis. Like, why trade in the division?
I think it goes back to what Joe Flacco did from his couch 2 years ago. I think there's that imagination of like he could do it again.
So funny because the national media, and I heard First Take or one of these, they were like, well, Jameis is thrown for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns in a year. I'm like, yeah, no shit. And he threw 30 picks as well. So like, let's not pretend like he's some saint or whatever. Angel, how are you doing? But yeah, I was
real
just
quick,
like,
Miranda, because speaking about Jameis, it's totally random because I was writing about Trevor Lawrence yesterday and reviewing all the number one picks that were quarterbacks in the past 25 years, and I was like dividing between star number 1 pick and bust. And for a little bit, I hesitated not to put Jameis Winston in the bust side. Like, he is a bust, right?
yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, he was okay sometimes.
No, but like that draft was bad. Like him and Mariota, like they were both like. I remember Jameis won the national championship. Well, Derwin was on that team. Who did they? Did they beat Oregon?
I think so. Did he beat Mariota? Yeah, he was a freshman, right, Jameis?
Yeah. And I remember the next year he was bad. He was bad the year after that. Like he kept on throwing picks. Florida State wasn't good. I mean, and they had lost Jalen Ramsey. They had lost some other pieces, but yeah, I've never been a Jameis guy. I've never been a Mariota guy. I neither one of them has kind of moved the needle, but yeah, I'd call them both for the position that they were drafted and them not even have won anything. I would definitely call them
like I know they're not David Carr level or Jamarcus Russell, but you still didn't do much with the position you got.
No, and they're both backups now. 10 years later, they're both backups. So
I'd rather have Jameis than Mariota as a backup.
No, I'd rather have Mariota.
I guess. Yeah, one goes for it, one is for 2 minutes.
He kept Washington afloat. They won 2 games. I think
that's true.
Win 2 games with him? No, they won one. Yeah. They won one and split one. So
yeah, he's a safe running quarterback. That's actually one option. The Bengals should have called Mariota and given him like a 4th round pick. I think the Commanders will say yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. I agree. The Chargers made a trade today as well. They went to go get a day away. Gilbert. No, sorry.
How you say it?
Odafe from Odafe away from the Baltimore Ravens, and a 7th round draft pick in exchange for a 5th round draft pick and a Loki Gilbert. Safety ends up leaving to the Baltimore Ravens. They need secondary help, especially with some of their guys out. They want to put somebody next to Kyle Hamilton, and they decided to make this trade. What did you think about this trade for the Chargers?
Yeah, first of all, like I've been doing trade grades at SI.com, and the first one with Flacco was like, cool, I'll write that. That's an interesting one. And then when the Ravens and the Chargers made this trade, I'm like, it's kind of a snoozer. Like, okay, I guess let me write about this. And then I started like going into it. I'm like, actually, it's a little fascinating, and I'll kind of give you the leeway for the Chargers a little more. But with the Ravens, let me know if it's a reach, but I think it's a subtle waving of the white flag, like a little bit, like not too much. We're like,
But can John afford to wave the white flag?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think he's kind of doing like a safe one in case it doesn't work and they can't overcome 1-4. But like, put it this way, Fernando. Like, I know that he's
just give him one more loss.
Yeah, and that's it. So like, they need secondary help, but they also need pass rush help. Like Van Noy is older now. Is he going to stay healthy? He's already been hurt. And then the guy who is going to replace Adafe, I'll just say Adafe. He already lost his job to this guy, but I think his name is Robinson. He's like a 2023 6th-round pick. He beat him for the job, but he's okay. He's not great. And then you got Mike Green, the rookie from the 2nd-round pick, who got in trouble with the law there. Who hasn't done much either. So like, you don't really have a better option. Like maybe you want to see what the young guys have. I get it, but that's also thinking for the future, right? Like, you want to see what you have. Like Adafe is not going to come back. He's a free agent. He wasn't going to be a long-term plan. I get that he got 10 sacks, but in the Ravens scheme, you kind of are set up to benefit sack-wise. Like Calvin Noy got a bunch of sacks, and it's not just because you're great in your one-on-one matchups, because Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are scoring so much that the opposing team has to catch up. So the quarterback is dropping back, and then you can rack up some sacks. That's what Adafe did with the 10 there. But throughout his career, he was very inconsistent, and that's why he wasn't in the long-term plans there. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing for the Chargers. Just for the Ravens, it wasn't going to work out. But then I started thinking about, like, okay, you're hurting your front that lost Marabuke, by the way. They don't have that. He's a good pass rusher. He's a defensive tackle. Yeah. But it brings the pressure. So you lose that.
There's worry that he might be, like, his career might be over.
It's a neck injury. That's tough. Yeah. But like, that brings me to my point. Like, you're hurting your depth there at a position you already are having trouble with. Why are you giving up on the edge rusher? So to me, it kind of feels like, hey, in case we don't make it out of this, give us a 5th-round pick, Chargers, and we're gonna draft somebody else, because we're thinking about the future. It's not gonna happen this year. It's like a subtle sign. But then for the temporary side, having Gilman and Malachi Starks, the rookie, start together to free up Kyle Hamilton to be a positionless player, I think really makes his Ravens defense better. But again, are you going to make Kyle Hamilton like your Derwin James, where he rushes a passer and he's kind of rotational pass rusher? I guess that could work too. But I see both sides. I see waving the white flag a little bit, like the kind of a little bit scared about it. But also I see the benefits for this year. And you tell me about the Gilman thing, because like, he's okay, right? But it's like, he's had so many starts in his career that like, you kind of value that experience, but he's just okay. He's not a special player. So like, is he going to be a starter right away? It's not a given either too. So I just don't get it from the Ravens side. But for the Chargers, I get it. You needed to have something with Khalil Mack being hurt. I know they were okay with the Broncos game, but the Commanders and the Giants, you really got exposed there without Khalil Mack. You know this, Fernando. Khalil Mack is so underrated when it comes to setting the edge, being a run defender. Like, he's a great pass rusher. He's a great sack artist in his day, but he's great at setting the edge. And I think you probably remember the numbers here, Fernando. I think 160 yards rushing for the Giants, 160 yards rushing for the Commanders. You needed something to do that. And what's his name? Adafe? I got to remember his name. He is not maybe a polished, pass rusher or a polished run defender. But I remember last year and the year before that, the Ravens were number 1 against the run. He was part of that unit. So maybe he knows how to set the edge. So from that standpoint, I get it. But you take it away with the whole Gilman side and adding a pass rusher, because I don't know what the Rams are going to get in Gilman.
Well, for the Chargers, the other pass rushers aren't doing anything. Thule's the only one that's like pressuring the quarterback. So you needed some kind of juice. And then I think the Chargers are looking forward to, hey, we're going to play Jalen Hurts. We're going to play Aaron Rodgers. We're going to play Trevor Lawrence. Like, we're going to play some of these guys that like to move around. They like to move in the pocket. We're going to need more pass rush. We can't just rely on these guys. So I know that Charger fans obviously want to say that, like, Joe's asleep at the, like, I heard people calling him Sleepy Joe, but this is a good trade. He was over there. He was over there with Baltimore when they drafted this kid. He's a former 1st-round draft pick. He knows about him. I don't think last year was a fluke. I think last year was his 10 sacks is exactly what I'm sure he the kind of player that he thinks he can be. I definitely think that the kid has some game. I think he's very good. The only thing is, who is he going to be now that he's with the Chargers? Is he going to be the guy from last year that had 10 sacks on a new team? He's going to be able to talk to Khalil Mack, learn from Khalil. Or is he going to be the guy that this year has no sacks, didn't really fit in the rotation? I truly think it's just that their defense is such a mess right now, the Baltimore Ravens, that they don't know what way is up. And I feel like maybe a change of scenery will help this kid out. But the Chargers needed some help at pass rush. I mean, you have to be able to generate a pass rush, especially this weekend. Who knows how long he'll play this weekend, but you need something because Tua is one of those quarterbacks that once he gets rattled, he starts making mistakes. He starts throwing picks, and I'm sure for the Chargers, they needed it moving forward, especially with some of the teams that they're playing. From the Baltimore Ravens side, I mean, Alohi's okay. Like, he's nothing like special. Clearly, the Chargers saw something to like when they had first made the trade. I thought it was just for a draft pick, but then when I saw Alohi was involved, I was like, okay, the Chargers know exactly what I've kind of been thinking. I haven't said it out loud, but Alohi Gilman's become a liability in the back end, and they've noticed it. I'm sure that their secondaries coach knows or sees or thinks Tony Jefferson is better than Alohi Gilman right now for what they want to run. Tony's willing to tackle. Well, I'm not saying that Alohi's not willing to tackle, but like Tony will put his helmet in there. He'll tackle. They really like this young kid, RJ Mickens from Clemson. They've been having him inactive, but I know that they really like him, and maybe they think, okay, it's time to start. If it's not Tony, let's start revving up the kid as well. And with Alohi, I mean, in the past, he's given up big plays. There was that play against the Denver Broncos where he was supposed to be on Cortland Sutton. They leave him wide open on that 4th down, 50-yard touchdown. So, yeah, I mean, I know Alohi's kind of a fan favorite, but on the field, I mean, there were just times where you'd kind of look at it and be like, oof. What he was good at was creating turnovers, especially, was it last year? 2 years ago, he was really good at like ripping the ball out of the opposing defender hands and stuff, and that was really good. Last year he was okay at it, but this year he didn't look like he was right at times. And then I was really surprised they brought him back, to be honest. Like, not this year, last year, the first year of the Harbaugh regime, I didn't think he'd come back. I thought, oh, they'll be like, oh, we can go get another safety or something else. But yeah, I think this is them just thinking, okay, we have Tony, we have RJ. Let's just go forward with that. And then Elijah Molden as well, with Derwin doing what he needs to do. So for the Ravens, I mean, I guess it's a good move if you want him to be like a center fielder. That's the thing. If you want him to be a center fielder, I feel like he could do something like that. But if you're asking him to do other stuff, I just don't see him being able to do that other stuff. So
I think they will, because they want Kyle Hamilton to stop being the center fielder. They want him to roam around. So
yeah. And I mean, again, he was great. He was nice to me. But yeah, I don't know. I just never saw like this. Like, some fans are like, oh, he's so good. He's a good safety. Like, I've seen some fans on Twitter not happy that he got traded, but I'm like,
really,
from a football aspect, like, I mean, it is what it is. But I like the edge rusher. I think he could end up being
30. I like that.
No,
a lot of the edge
26.
rushers are old. Yeah, they're
they're
always old.
Young.
But part of it's kind of like, why don't you save those resources? Like, you have the logjam at safety. Why don't you try to flip it for like an older lineman? But I get that linemen's on grown trees. But,
offensive lineman.
Yeah, offensive lineman.
I
get it's tough to find one, but
yeah,
I would have spent a little more time digging to find one out there. That's my only knock
for an offensive lineman. For an offensive lineman.
Yeah, if they would have held to, if they know they have a logjam at safety and there's some value for one of your safeties, I would have held out longer for a lineman, offensive lineman. But it takes two to tango, and then also like who's really good out there. And I know I went on a rant yesterday. So the second best option is getting an edge rusher, because that was one you can't keep waiting on.
Yeah, no, they needed an edge rusher, and now you've solidified that. Let's see. I mean, I'm telling you, I think they're gonna try. I think I'm frozen.
Yeah, but you're coming back in.
Damn it! Am I frozen?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think what they're gonna look at now is to see if the New Orleans Saints and these teams, see if maybe now you have the edge rusher, start working on the offensive line, see if you can get something, and then obviously I still feel like there are some other areas. I think they're gonna look at corner and see if there's anything out there, and I think they're gonna look at tight end as well. So there's some positions that I feel like running back, not tight end, running back.
That's another one. Yeah.
I'm interested to see if maybe they make a call to New York or New Orleans over either running back, because in my heart of hearts, I still feel like one of those guys is going to end up in Kansas City. So if you're the Chargers, like I said, you kind of have to be Real Madrid and go buy the other one and make them a focal point of your team to kind of match.
Kamara, Tony Pollard.
Because I mean, if you added Breece Hall with Omari and Hampton, you have an amazing 1-2 punch, essentially.
There are a bunch of running backs on the market. That's definitely one you could hit on. But
yeah,
is New Orleans finally going to give up on his players?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like if the Broncos are going to beat the Jets this weekend, so that leaves them 0-5. What are we? No, 0-6.
0-6.
And I'm sure the Jets are going to look at it and they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, well let's evaluate where we're at." It seems like Breece Hall doesn't get along with the new coaching staff, so what are you going to do? Maybe try and talk trade, and you bring in, because again, I think this weekend they're going to look at I think Nyheim Hines and Kimani Vidal and Hassan Haskins are going to be the running backs. And if it doesn't work out where it's bad, because I mean, Miami just allowed 200 yards rushing to some guy that we had never heard of from Carolina.
Had you show some respect to Rico Dow?
Get out of here! You had never heard that name until Sunday.
Yes, I have. You rushed for 1,000 yards for the Cowboys last year. Come on, Rico Dow. Rico.
Oh, that's him. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
What were you thinking?
I apologize then. I guess. But
I was shocked too.
If you can't get that going, then it's time to go get a running back. So that's the thing. This GM and this head coach, they're not going to stay still. So I would again preach patience if I was these guys.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But yeah, well, I wanted to touch on these two trades, and I'm glad we discussed it.
Yep. All right, let us bring in now our guy, our one of one, our main guy, Vic, the producer. See how he is doing. Vic, you want to talk about red flags when it comes to, is it relationships? No, I'm kidding. Red flags when it comes to playoff contenders that lost in week 5. Let us talk about it. Why don't you start off with Gilbert? Let me see if I can work on this damn Wi-Fi real quick, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. All right, Gilbert. So we had a bunch of contenders, playoff contenders, lose in week 5, which was crazy. That was going to be one of my takeaways, but I actually wanted to do a segment on it. And kind of looking around the NFL, it was a crazy weekend with the contenders losing. So let's start off with you. You have the Seahawks and the Chargers. Where do you want to start here in terms of some of the red flags you've seen from these two teams?
Yeah, this one you might not like, or maybe you came around, Victor, but I'll start with Seattle and their overrated defense, and Seattle being the favorite team of the analytics community, and DVOA. All the hipsters love the Seahawks for whatever reason. And I've been screaming that this defense is okay. Like, they're a good team, but I don't get why they're hyped up to the point where, like, Mike McDonald is such a genius and he has this defense cooking. And I'm like, okay, let me start doing this digging here. Like, how good are they? And then I started realizing, I'm like, oh, people are doing the math from last year. Like, who the hell cares about last year? This is this year. And like, look what he's done since week 5 of 2024. I don't give a crap. Like I could break down every game of Seattle this year. Okay, you shut down for the most part the 49ers in week 1, but when it came to be elite, when it mattered the most, that final drive, Brock Purdy picked you apart and won that game. Stole it in Seattle. Week 2 against Pittsburgh, they caught a break when Caleb Johnson fumbled that ball into the end zone. So credit to special teams for that one, not defense. Week 3, you allowed the Cardinals to come back. The Arizona Cardinals that can't do anything right. They almost stole that one, but freaking Jonathan Gannon and his crappy special teams, they didn't hit the landing zone. I always want to call it splash zone, whatever the freak it is. And they caught a break there. And then, well, I think that was week 4. Week 3, you got the Saints. Big whoop. I don't give a crap about that one. And then week 5, you finally faced a real test, a real team like Baker Mayfield, who's down Mike Evans, and they light you up. They light up your defense that's supposed to be really good. So to me, they're not that good. They don't have a Nick Bonito on that front. They don't have a Patrick Surtain on that secondary. It's a well-coached team that's more scheme-based than powerhouse. They have good timing with the blitz. But when you face a team that has good weapons, elite weapons, the analytics, the being a brainiac scheme, it doesn't work. Sometimes you just got to play football. And when you have Baker Mayfield gashing you up with the rookie wide receiver over and over again, like Buka, like to me, imagine you playing like the Lions or another good team with offense. Like they're not that special. They're good. They're going to have good numbers. But to me, red flag. I do give Mike McDonald credit for unleashing Sam Darnold. And look what happened. Sam Darnold went off just as much as Baker. I get that Darnold got that killer interception at the end, but he kept them in that game. So I'm not going to give him a full penalty for that one. Without Sam Darnold, you're not in that game. So that's a red flag here. And then I feel like I went there so much, but a lot that I lost my breath. But with the Chargers, it's an easy one. The offensive line is just terrible. Again, I'm not freaking out like other people because there's still a lot of football to be played. I just don't know how you fix this without getting other players, without getting healthier. Like maybe the one saving grace here is when Joe Alt comes back. Who the hell knows when he's coming back? Fernando probably knows better, but even that is a mystery to him. If he comes back, maybe he's able to make this patchwork offensive line good enough where you can't just play off his side and go that way. But then your running backs are also hurt. You're also missing Khalil Mack. So sometimes like injuries just come and get you and it's not your year. They tap you on the shoulder like the Grim Reaper, like it's not your year, man. Come on, take a seat. It's over. But it's just too much football to be played. Again, you guys don't want to give the Cowboys credit, but they got injuries and they're doing just fine. 49ers have injuries and they're doing just fine. So if you're the Chargers and you're shorthanded, enough with the excuses. Go win a damn game. 2-game losing streak. Go win a damn game. Stop the bleeding if you're the real deal. So to me, if you can't do that, that's a big red flag. Fernando, now that you're back, I've been watching Love is Blind season 9. Finally, we have a good season. It's very, very drama filled to say the least.
Before we move on, do you have both of these teams making the playoffs, Gilbert?
Chargers, yes. I haven't really paid attention to the landscape or the NFC. It's more top heavy. They have some powerhouses. Man. But I will say, yes, Seattle finds a way as a wild card team right now. They're not an NFC West contender. I think that would be 49ers, maybe even the Rams. But it's just they're just too even. There's too many even teams in the NFC West, Vic, where maybe they could win it, but they've already lost to the 49ers. So I'll say wild card. Chargers still have a chance in the AFC West because those damn Chiefs couldn't win yesterday. But I'll say both find the way. This is more about just finding. I'm not saying for sure the Chargers are pretenders. It's just finding the red flags. Seahawks, they are red flags, and I think they're pretenders too.
You know, it's funny. Somebody asked me today on a Dolphins podcast. They're like, "Do you think the Chargers are the team that's 3-0 or 0-2?" And I'm like, I think they're better. Like, I was like, when Joe Alt comes back, they're more like that 3-0 team. But the Joe Alt coming back, it sounds like it's going to be that Indy game. It's not even going to be this weekend. So that's what makes it rough, is that this is a pretty big game for them this weekend. And he goes, "You think it's a big game?" I was like, whoa, hold on. Because he was like, "It's the Dolphins." I'm like, yeah, but this isn't like you lost 2 NFC games, which who cares? I mean, in a sense, who cares? But you need to win AFC games. This weekend, it's an AFC game. So by the way, I hope you guys like my new
Mika Ekpegbo. Mika Ekpegbo.
That's my new sound.
Oh.
It was All Dolphins podcast. I think it was a Dolphins one. Hold on, Vic, let us get this individual in. I will give you mine. You can give yours, and then we will move on to everything else because somebody is here that Gilbert just likes to crap on left and right. Now, my Gilbert, it's all right. He'll be here. I know you miss him. Let us get this individual in here. He is one of one. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is Dan and Dave.
Shit's funny to me. Young treating like his whipping boy because he's having a problem over there and a tough time. A lot of
What's he
that
having a
going
tough time
around
about,
over
Dan?
here. Looking for scapegoats. I'm not a fan of that. I know your group chat is in disarray right now. They're not okay. So, but
You know, you were terrified for a second that the Chiefs are going to win, and your team's on a 2-game losing streak, and suddenly the Chiefs are back on top. You were shaking in your boots. Come on, Dan. Let me know the real deal.
Shaking my boots. Why am I going to shake in my boots? I have no control over any part of it. You know, obviously Goodell likes to put his thumbs on the scale, and you kind of saw a little bit last night trying to poke its head, but they just weren't good enough again. So,
Dan, that Trevor Lawrence interception, you saw
pass interference. Looks like it's coming back, huh? Kind of crazy.
And then they put the ball at the 10-yard line and give the Chiefs an easy touchdown.
That was a terrible interception. Get out of here.
Exactly. It was pass interference, sir. He stopped the player from running his route as it was thrown.
Dan, we're just gonna give our red flags real quick, and then we will give our takeaways. Yeah, no, don't worry.
Thanks for being a little earlier. I appreciate that, Dan.
It was not a great day, so
I'm happy
to jump on. It was actually a pretty shitty day, but I'm glad I'm still here. So just unlike Gilberto, who takes weeks and months on end off for a stub toe, I'm here on a shitty day. So let's go.
Real quick,
man, come on.
My two Baltimore Ravens. It looks like they're in a free fall. Even if Lamar comes back, that offense has no identity. The defense, it looks like it's a shell of itself. On the opposite side, the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't know what their identity is on offense. They can't run the football. Saquon Barkley had 12 carries on Sunday. Really? Or no, six. He had 6 carries. Like, what are you doing? Your bread and butter is him. Are you really missing Mekhi Becton that much that you can't run the football the way you are? Because that's what I keep on seeing and hearing out of Philadelphia is that they miss Mekhi Becton. So I'm just really surprised at everything. So they have no identity. Their defense isn't as strong as it was last year. I know they lost what's his name to the Arizona Cardinals, their edge rusher. So it's a little bit of a free fall there in Baltimore. But yeah, both of those teams and Philly, both of those teams have Philly. I think they're going to rebound. Baltimore, I think they're in a free fall. And again, going back to the conversation we just had about them trading that edge rusher to the Chargers, I feel like Baltimore Ravens fans think that if they don't make the playoffs, John's gone. And they're kind of waiting for a new era, but I'm like, I don't think so. I think he's saved. Like after so many years, I think he's earned himself one season where it just doesn't go. It just doesn't go the way of him. But Dan, did you see who's here?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Cheese eating bastard. I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of tough for him because he's a box score watcher. He doesn't really watch the games. He watches the highlights sometimes when it's on his cable
Look at that!
news.
Look at the thing, Dan. The graphic.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he pokes his head out because they're on a bye week. They went into a bye week with a tie. That's more European than anything. So have fun with that in cheese eating country over there.
Vic, why don't you give us your red flags and then we'll get to our week 5
we had 3 teams here and I'm gonna go quick. The Rams is their secondary, as we talked about. We came into the season talking about their secondary. It's been pretty awful, especially since they lost Kilo Witherspoon. Going with Emmanuel Forbes and Darius Williams has not worked out for them, and so that's my biggest red flag for them. I still have them making the playoffs though, but I just, as Gilbert keeps saying, it just doesn't. They don't look like a Super Bowl contender, especially when you keep playing really good and then really bad, and then they got exposed. Shanahan and the 49ers kind of exposed them on Thursday night. The Buffalo Bills, same thing, secondary. Their secondary, when you have Tre'Davious White as one of your corners, and you just keep seeing him getting beat by Stephon Diggs. I mean, I'm just like, at what point do you just bring someone else in as you just continue to get beat by Stephon Diggs there?
What year is it where you had that matchup still in 2025?
I know, right? And it's like, I just don't understand it. And so that was my biggest thing, is like McDermott made no adjustments with his team, and then them making stupid mistakes too, turning the ball over 3 times in that game. I just didn't understand. But I think their biggest thing is defensively. They need to fix some things there. And then, it'll be a great segment to kind of go into Monday Night Football with the Chiefs. Their biggest thing too is they're kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles. We know what to expect from them, but now they're 0-3 in one-score games, and it just tells you that they don't have the mentality. I think eventually all that comes into play. They've been in the playoffs now for 6 straight years where they made deep runs. Eventually that stuff comes back to bite you. And I think Chris Jones has kind of hurt this team. I think his effort has been really bad. His and Travis Kelce, like the 2 guys that are supposed to be your leaders, they're the way they've been out there, they haven't been good leaders. I mean, they've just been really lazy with their play, and it's starting to catch up to them. And you can see it on the field. And I'm glad people are calling them out, because you can see that they're not putting their 100% effort into their games. And it seems like they just want to get through the season and hope they get to the playoffs.
No, definitely some red flags. But all right, let's get to our week 5 takeaways. Dan, why don't you give us your takeaway for week 5?
For my takeaway, I thought it was go back to what that was. Here's my week 5 takeaway. Go back to the previous banner.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Just remove everything after everything after blow, and that's my week 5 takeaway. The Chiefs blow. Let's move on. That's my takeaway. The Chiefs blow. Mr. Swift, just retire. I can't wait. The wheels are falling off, I hope, and I'm gonna enjoy every single moment of it. So I hope they keep falling. I hope last year they were supposedly 10-0 in one-score games or whatever, and that's how they got all their wins.
They're 0-3.
This year, I hope they're 0-10. So let's have that. I'd love to see them miss the playoffs.
I will go next. I want to apologize to Baker Mayfield and my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I forgot about how good you are. I let that Arizona Cardinals game make me think that you are not who you really are, and that is the team that I said is going to make the Super Bowl against the Buffalo Bills. So Baker Mayfield is on a tear right now, and they keep on losing guys. And you know why I also picked them to lose is because I had seen that stat that without Mike Evans, he's 0-4. So I thought, it's going to happen again, but I didn't know Chris Godwin was back. That was a great addition for them. They really have a lot of pieces on that team. They also have the rookie wide receiver, Emeka, or what? How do you say,
Emeka Egbegboo.
But I definitely think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a force in the NFC. I think they're the one team that even when they lost to Philadelphia, you're like, okay, well, they have a bunch of injuries, but they're going to get through it. And they had a bunch this weekend, and they were able to get through it. So they are showing the mental fortitude. And again, Todd Bowles, credit to you, man. I mean, they've wanted to fire you every single year. Fans do this, that, and he keeps on coming back, and his defense is still one of the best. Levante David is still one of the best middle linebackers in the NFL. So credit to him. Vic?
Mine is injuries is what makes the NFL have parity. I mean, you start to look around. I thought Gilbert made a great point earlier where he was talking about the 49ers, the Cowboys, and some of these other teams that have injuries, and they're making it work. And some of the other ones just aren't doing it. And it's kind of surprising to see around the league how some teams are able to adjust and some of them aren't. They're able to develop players and be able to, as he pointed out, I think the biggest surprise in terms of being able to kind of deal with injuries has been the Cowboys, even though they traded away Micah Parsons and you have a new coach. You would think that a new coach, would kind of struggle to deal with injuries, but they've been really good about it. And then you start kind of looking around what happened this weekend with all the big teams kind of losing. You have the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Rams, and these teams for the most part have healthy rosters, and yet they lost to teams that were dealing with injuries. And so it just tells you where we're at in the NFL, that at the beginning of the season, everybody's like, oh, okay, like these teams, it's going to be the same teams again. And then injuries start to take effect. And then you're just like, what the hell happened? I mean, a big example too is the Chargers. They were 3-0, things were good. And then injuries just bit them and they haven't been able to look as good. So it just tells you that injuries is what keeps this league from having parity. And it's crazy to see kind of the injuries around the league.
100%.
Buccaneers too have made it work.
Yep.
So Chargers, figure it out.
Wow. Gilbert,
This
go ahead.
guy really trying to piss me off today. You need to go check out What's Up Bolts. I'm not talking about that.
Okay, I'm not gonna get you going, but since I already did my
I saw on Sunday.
I will address all your points here, and then I'll start with you, which maybe will take 20 minutes, but we don't have time for that. Yes, I have concerns about the Chiefs, but like, let's be real. Like they blew that one. They were up by 14 points. They were the better team that night. They just did a lot of dumb mistakes, but I'm not gonna be here and say they're the mighty Chiefs. I am concerned.
By the way, I like that you threw that chair at Trevor Lawrence's back. Like, he's not that good, but he was able to make it work.
Well, we can even have that conversation. Maybe that could be my take.
In the article, I thought that was hilarious.
Okay. I am concerned about the Chiefs because these are the type of games they used to like win all the time. They will let the other team screw it up, and they will just come in like, okay, like walk over you, like, all right, we're taking this W here, and now they're not doing that. So that the margins, the details, they used to do that. That's what the Patriots did for their dynasty, and the Chiefs are not doing that. So that is cause for concern. So I will admit that, but they should have won that game. And yeah, with the Trevor Lawrence thing, I'm tired of talking about it. Like, he's not going to reach his pre-draft hype. Like, he's not going to be that good. He's not going to be peak Andrew Luck. He's not going to be peak Joe Burrow when these guys are healthy, like Key when they're healthy. He's not going to be, I don't even know he's going to be Matthew Stafford. But I started thinking, like, maybe he's Carson Palmer, and he was really good. We just never really talk about him. And, like, he was good with the Bengals. He made that crappy organization a playoff contender. Well, not Super Bowl contender, but playoff team every year. He was good with the Cardinals, too. Like, sometimes it's just like, it's not that sexy of a performance or a ceiling, but you're a damn good quarterback. So I think Lawrence is on a weird tier where, like, he hovers between top 16 and top 10, and for the most part, he could be a regular top 10. I'm not gonna wait for this guy to become an elite quarterback, top 5. I just think it's not gonna happen. You're 6 years into it. I'm not trying to get Dan going, but with Justin Herbert, I see the flashes. I see he's capable of doing it. With Lawrence, I don't see enough of it, and I'm tired of waiting for it. So, but yeah, I think that honestly, and one more thing, I've come around on the AFC South. I actually want to see the Colts and the Jaguars battle, like in a grudge match, Hell in a Cell. Let's throw it down. Who the hell's going to win it? Because I have no clue.
Yeah, no, but that's going to be a tough division, especially because the Colts and the Jaguars look like they're going to be contenders for it.
That's the other funny part. Like the Danny Dimes, the Darnolds, and Baker. Like, look what happens when you have a little coaching and a little belief in a player, dude. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was going to be my other takeaway. I was going to, I want to wait one more week, but I was going to say the AFC South might get 3 teams into the playoffs, not the AFC West, but we'll see.
You know what's funny, too, speaking of which? I think I picked the Colts to win the division.
And
Gilberto laughed at me, Frown.
Yeah.
Hey, Houston's not out of it. Victor is implying that too, so I'm not out of it. They're 2-3, I think now.
I don't know. We'll see. All right.
Hey, sorry, one more thing, because we talk about this all the time. The second that D'Amico Ryans gave up defensive play calling, that team started winning. So, mental note for coaches.
Yep. I know, for real. I don't know. Some of these guys think they're so fucking smart. It's hilarious.
All right, Gilbert.
All right, let us go now to
Or
the
maybe I'm
Compas
freezing now.
NFL Power
No.
Rankings. Is it me?
No, we're all
It could
alive,
be
I
me.
think.
Oh, we're all alive.
But I think I'm
let's
back.
go with the Compas NFL Power Rankings. Let's start with Gilbert.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is sucking, but I'll be quick. Lions are on a 4-game winning streak. They're rolling. I think Eagles just got one bad matchup against Denver. They'll be fine. Buccaneers, they never die. They never go away. Shame on you, Fernando, for doubting them. I picked them last week. The Bills are somewhat frauds, but they're going to be around. And then the Colts, I came around on them. I couldn't decide between the Jaguars or the Colts, but damn, I'm talking about 2 AFC South teams in my top 5. What the hell happened?
That's him, right? Okay.
Who?
I'll go next. Bucks. My Bucks are the best team in the NFL. I'm just saying. There's no way. Baker Mayfield. I love it. Baker Mayfield he's gonna show people what's up. Like Mahomes scored that touchdown yesterday and he goes like this. Like, no, this is Baker Mayfield. Like, I'm telling you, I love heel Baker Mayfield. Like when he was doing the whole like nut grab and all that stuff. Like we need that kind of Baker Mayfield out here. But all right,
the flag.
Yeah, exactly. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions have something. Their cornerback position, man. And I was talking about it with a Lions fan today. They're like, defensive tackle last year was the issue. Now it's the damn corners. But I guess Tyrion Arnold got a good. He got good news on his knee. They said he might be back earlier than expected. Who knows?
He's not that good, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
He's not that good.
No.
Yeah,
he gets burned a lot.
Yeah. They're playing the Chiefs this weekend, so we'll see if he's able to play in that game. Number 3, the Eagles. Gilbert, I agree with you. Bad matchup. They should have won that game, but obviously at the end they weren't able to get it. Number 4, Buffalo Bills, and number 5, a surprise, the 49ers. I think they're going to lose this weekend, but I definitely think that what the 49ers did was pretty good against the Rams. They went in there. They were able to stomp on them, so we'll see what happens moving forward. But that is my 5. Vic?
Yeah, mine is the Lions. I've been really impressed. I was so wrong about them. That's one of the ones that I was really wrong about. The Lions they've been able to figure out their offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, and then they've just been taking care of business. Number 2, the Bucks. I've been really impressed. I would say one of the biggest surprise, and everything you guys pointed out is correct on the Bucks, but the coach is probably the best. Todd Bowles is the best game manager out there in terms of coaches. Wow. Like I've been really, really impressed. Like I can give you examples. If you look at that Texans game, remember, they let them score and then they came back. They gave Baker Mayfield a shot to go for it. Same thing in the Seattle Seahawks game.
They feel like they're never down with that offense.
Nope.
They feel like they always have a chance.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with Todd Bowles' game management. So, and especially coming from a defensive coordinator type of guy, he's been really good with his time management. Number 3 is the Eagles. As you guys said, it was just a bad matchup. They'll be back. I do have some concerns with them though. We talked that offensive line isn't as good as it was last year. And then, I can see Vic Fangio fixing this defense going forward though, but that offensive line and then the issues they're having, the bickering with the star players, I don't like that. So we'll see what happens there. My number 4 is the Bills. We talked about it. I think they're still the best team in the AFC, which is not saying much because I feel like the AFC is overrated. And then I went with the Jaguars. I mean, you beat the Chiefs and you beat the 49ers back-to-back weeks. To me, you deserve to be in the top 5 over the 49ers and the Colts.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Can we have a tiebreaker for Dan?
Dan, why don't you go with your bottom 5?
Chargers offensive line, you disgust me. I'm really pissed. I'm not going to get into it because, like Jose Mourinho says, if I speak, I'm in trouble. The Chiefs, your ass, you blow. I already put it on there. The refs trying to help you out. Unbelievable. 12th man is starting to poke his head out a little bit. Hopefully they stomp it out. The running back couldn't do diddly squat over here against the Broncos, so they just gave up that game. Greg Roman, I'm getting sick of, and I'm getting ready to check him into a home for the elderly. So I'm not a fan of his at all right now. When you have tight ends blocking Von Miller in the pass pro, probably not a good idea. But what do I know? I don't know shit. So.
Well,
It looks
you're
like
just
Dan's
a
a
floating
floating
head, Dan. You're a floating head. What the hell do you know? Like you can't even see
Exactly.
your body.
I'm a crystal ball. I'm a crystal ball. I don't know shit.
He's a
When
floating
I see
head.
you right now, I kind of picture that talking head from Power Rangers with the what's that thing
Oh
called?
my god.
Zordon.
What's his name?
Zordon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
What
That's
is
pretty
it?
good though. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, let
Exactly.
me say
Hello, Rangers.
Rangers. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Greg Roman, you suck.
You do suck.
All right. Let us go now with our picks from last week. Let us look at the how we did last week in our picks. I went 5-1.
Cool. Thank God. I thought
Dan
it was gonna be
went
worse.
4-2. Vic went 3-3. Hilberto went 3-3.
Freaking cheese.
Gilbert. No.
Oh yeah, they screwed me too. Fuck.
They didn't screw one person in here though.
The
That's
smartest.
They didn't screw me because I went
wouldn't
Jags. You two tried to get me to go Jaguars. You guys baited me, and look who ended up winning on that one.
Hey, but I told you, join me on the Buck side. You couldn't do it. You would have been 5-0.
Yeah. He has to deflect and go somewhere else.
Of course.
Instead
You
of,
could have gone 6-0, Fernando.
Yeah,
so
I
he
know,
was
right? If I would have gone with my Bucks, I would have gone 6-0. So
Of course.
it's a shame. But all right, let us look now at the games
Let's
look at the overall. Dan is 20-10. I am 19-11. Hilberto is 13-17, and Vic is 12-10. Dan officially has a 7-game lead on Hilberto. So that's
the only one I'm worried about beating.
It's a lot of football left.
All right.
The next one.
Let's go to we'll get to that one in a second. All right. Let us go now to the week 6 games. Let us start us off with, how do we want to call this? A rematch of bumbling idiocy. Why do I say that? Last year, this game, the Bears had it in hand until a cornerback started jawing with Commanders fans. He lost track of the ball, and there was a Hail Mary converted on him. Let's go Bears at Commanders. I will go with the Commanders. Gilbert.
I think we all are going Commanders. I'm going Commanders here.
Yeah, Commanders.
I'll go with the Bears.
Wow. All right.
Coming off a bye.
Taking a bullet. But yeah, they are coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. All right. Let's go Cowboys at Panthers. Give me the Cowboys. Gilbert.
You guys are the biggest Cowboy haters here. Come on. You guys should go the other way. Freaking Panthers screwed me. No, actually, the Dolphins screwed me. I could have got that one right. 17-0 and the Panthers come back. Get out of here. Anyways, I'm going Dallas here. Give them more credit. Come on, guys.
Dan?
Yeah, I got the Cowboys.
Vic?
Give me the Panthers here. They're good at home. They suck on the road. I think they're 2-0 at home.
All right.
Imagine if Vic goes 2-0 off of these. All right. Seahawks at Jaguars. Give me the Jags. Gilbert.
Damn it. I don't want to keep having the same picks, but yeah, Jaguars.
Dan.
Hold on. Who did you go with, Fernando?
Jags.
You went with the Jags? Okay.
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Dan?
I'll take a road dog. I'll take the Hawks.
I'll go with the Hawks too.
All right. Let us go now to the 49ers at the Buccaneers. Give me the Buccaneers all day. Gilbert?
49ers.
Vic?
Yeah, give me the 49ers.
Dan?
I'll take the Bucks.
Nice,
all right.
Nice.
Next one, Bills at Falcons. Give me the Bills on that one, Gilbert.
Nice. Give me the Falcons. My dog of the week. Woof, woof.
Dan?
That was the weakest bark I've ever heard. Give me the Bills.
Vic?
Give me the Falcons as well. I honestly, both of these are my teams, so I have to. Yeah, I'll take the Falcons at home.
All right. Last but not least, Sunday Night Football. The Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs. I will surprise many, and I will go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Gilbert.
Wow. I'm actually shocked that the Kansas City Chiefs are the favorite here. They
I
are at
saw
home. I
that
get
too.
it, which is kind of a little fishy. But the Lions are rolling, and that's my Super Bowl team. I have other teams, by the way. Give me the Detroit Lions here.
Dan?
I want to go with the Chiefs because I feel like they're not going to let them get to 2-4.
Who's they, Dan?
Oh, you know, the powers that be. The powers that be over there in the NFL.
Thank you, cheese-eating bastard. I appreciate it.
What does he know? He doesn't know shit. What's it called? Yeah, but I'll take the Lions. Whatever. They're rolling.
Vic?
I am also taking the Lions here. So you are the lone wolf here, Fernando.
All right. Those two running backs, though, I feel like they're going to run all over the Chiefs, and that's going to be the difference. But whatever. All right. Vic, we haven't done this in a while. Do you want to update us with our wins draft scoreboard?
Yeah, we had a big movement this week. Take off the tin. Fernando has 15 wins so far from his teams. And
the Ravens, they better not F me. I swear to God.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of surprised you didn't pick the Bears in this game against the Commanders.
I'm so screwed. 49ers and Bears are going to screw me this week, and I already know it. And the Ravens. Shit, I'm probably only going to win 2 games, if that.
Yeah. And then Gilbert made a big jump this week. He went 4-1. He's got the Chiefs, Lions. He's up to 14.
Oh, my God. I forgot about the tie. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then Dan and Dago now went down to 3rd. He's got the Chargers, Packers, Bengals, Patriots, and Steelers.
Stupid cheese-eating bastard couldn't fucking just beat the Cowboys?
Those Bengals are screwing you, man.
Dude,
and then I'm at 11 wins. I think I'm going to end up in last because of the Raiders, but I got the Bills, Rams, Texans, and Falcons and Raiders with 11 wins so far.
You 3 have 1 dog shit team, and I have 5 decent teams. So I think.
Wait, give me Gilbert's back. Wait,
I don't have a dog shit team in there.
You got
not
Chiefs,
one dog shit
Lions.
team.
I mean, the Cowboys are a shit team. Come on.
They're gonna win 9 games, 8 games. You have the Raiders, and you have the Ravens, and you have the Bengals. Those are dog shit teams.
No, the Ravens are gonna be fine once Lamar comes back.
Joe Flacco.
They're 1-4.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco time.
I have 5 average.
I love that we got to do this year, but yeah. Well, now we're invested in some of these crappy teams.
God, son of a bitch.
Aaron Judge, what a monster! All right,
no one cares about baseball.
Hey, they tied it up. They were down 6-1, and now they've tied it up.
Great, grand. All right,
you got any una más
to find out what happens on Compas on the Beat.
Dan, do you know who plays receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Egbegbo.
Did you show him the video?
No, I have not. I'll show him the video when he gets home. But all right, we appreciate everybody so much for tuning in to watch. Shit, I was about to say what's up, Bolts. The Four Compas show. We appreciate everybody for jumping on. Tomorrow, Dan and I will be breaking down Chargers versus Chargers and Dolphins. We'll talk about what we think some of the strengths are. Dan and I will review the trade. We'll get Dan's thoughts on the Chargers adding a pass rusher. But
can I give you guys a interesting stat with the Chargers that I kind of saw? I haven't seen anybody post this, but teams after they face the Chargers this season are 1-3.
Oh,
that's
the Commanders are going to lose to the Bears.
Shit. All right. All right. Well, I have the Bears, so that'd be fine. All right. Appreciate everybody. You guys are the best.
Whatever. Kiss my ass.
Hold on, okay. Hold on. I
appreciate everybody. Bye week cheese eating bastard. We love it. Appreciate everybody so much for jumping on. You guys are the best. From Vic, from Dan, from myself. Thank you so much. Gilbert, why don't you get us out of here? Yeah, when do you guys have in House of Horns?
Mañana.
Okay.
Wednesday, Wednesday.
And check out our betting show. We've been doing really well this season.
So Wednesday, check that out. House of Horns. Check out everything What's Up Bolts is doing. Check out our betting show, Game Week with the Compas. Everything on Compas on the Beat. We're doing a whole lot of good stuff that is not dog shit. Keep it locked in here. Shout out to Dan for being here for 30 minutes instead of 10. I've been calling him out, so thank you for that, floating head. Fernando, you were late, so I will not, call you out, but I just did it. Time to get going. Nos vamos, pues, vámonos.
Chiefs blow.